This episode is brought to you by Carbon Health, and you guys know Carbon Health. I talk about them all the time. So excited that they're one of our sponsors. Now, they're known for their over 120 locations that handle urgent care and COVID, RSV, flu testing, vaccinations, all that. But what we should also know is how they expanded into primary care services that also include connected health. Connected health is the idea it's not just about our bodies, but it's also about our mind. Carbon Health providers come connected with mental health specialists as well. They expanded their primary care services in 2023. They're now in Massachusetts. It's great. We love them. We're excited to be working with them, continue to work with them. So Carbon Health, excellent urgent care and testing center, but don't sleep on their primary care services. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Big Thing. Thursday, it's myself and Roxy Striar on the show here today. And look, man, the Marvel's trailer came out. We'll talk about that. Succession, I haven't watched a lick of it, but I hear it's good. The Mandalorian picks up. We'll talk about that. Roxy's got some TV picks. There's movies coming out, man. Renfield, we both saw that. Super Mario Brothers kicking ace. And a few more things to talk about. We'll get into all of it today on The Big Thing. Speaking of myself and Roxy, you want to see us live? Hey, man, Burbank, California, April 28th. Come see us live. TheChristianHarloff.com. 170 tickets. So that's how many seats? We've sold 60, you guys. So come on. You want us to continue to do more shows like that one and that one in Manhattan and that one in Stamford? Well, you got to come see us. Otherwise, shit out of luck. We got a lot to talk about, though. We're excited about it. It's myself. It's Roxy. And we will see you guys right after the music plays. Here it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Big Thing. Me, Roxy Striar. We're excited. Are you excited? Good. You excited about doing a live show?
We haven't been together in a month.
In studio, that is.
Yeah.
Because last week we talked virtual, but yeah, you're right. In the studio. It was crazy, man. I was out for the count.
Yeah, I know.
I was in trouble.
It's so wild how years into this thing, it's still like, it's a mofo.
It was a bastard.
Yeah.
It really was. And then getting bronchitis and all. Ugh.
You just don't know which you're going to be. Like, some people, no issues. Some people, all the issues.
I got all the issues plus developing bronchitis, which was terrible.
That's awful.
And it was 13 days before I finally could do anything. But we did. We went to, I took my daughter to Bonnie's wedding.
Oh, no way.
Which was a lot of fun.
That's so cute.
It was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was adorable. So, and Ellis taught her a trick at the bar. She's talking about this for 2 days straight. Make sure you give a big tip right in the beginning to the bartender, and they'll remember you. Mm-hmm. And this is what he teaches my 11-year-old.
He said that.
And she's like, it was great. I walked back up there, and he called me boss. And it's like, so it was adorable.
That's amazing.
There's this big snake right by our feet out at this place where they got married. And I was like, I think that might be poisonous. So let's get away from that thing.
Just on the ground?
I have video of it. I'll show you. But it was a really nice wedding, and Bonnie looked great, and it was a lot of fun. So my daughter's playing cornhole with Marcia Gay Harden, which was amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What was the deal? Like it was outdoor.
Yeah, it was an outdoor venue. It was really sweet. They covered it.
In nice weather this weekend. Thank goodness.
I saw it.
I saw people.
Yeah, it was great. And you could see me and Kate and
Friends
and
actress.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, you loved it. You had an interesting morning or last night, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna play you the new intro song for the show that I've been working.
Play the intro
really
for the
hard
people.
on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
Here we go. This is the new song that Roxy was able to capture on her phone.
You gotta wait for the good part at the end, though.
Go, please. Mm-hmm. Please explain to what that is.
My neighbors bought their 1.5-year-old a drum set.
What time was that?
That was last night at 8 p.m.
That's unacceptable.
It has been unacceptable.
That's unacceptable.
I mean, that is through from my place.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
12 p.m., 1 p.m. Okay, little kid playing a drum set.
Do you even think that's okay? I just think if you, Kristian, I don't get kids. You're a parent. You live in an apartment complex. You know you live in an apartment complex with shared walls.
It's a choice.
Do you buy your kid a drum set?
It's a bit inconsiderate.
It's
Are they musicians?
no.
So, and what I would say, so I used to, and I'm not saying this is right, but like I would.
What is about to come out of your mouth right now?
I went to, when I lived at our old apartment complex, and my oldest was like 1, 2, right? We lived at this place, and we would always try to get her down for naps, and above us was this family, and they would just let this kid jump on the floor and run back and forth and go. And so I understood it because I had a kid. So I went up and I knocked on the door nicely and I said, hey, at certain times, I said, I understand, but like there's certain times when like the kid's jumping up and down on the floor and like we're hearing it and he's running back and forth. And if there's a way to like be aware of that. And the guy looked at me and basically without saying it was like, fuck you. So I said, okay. So the next time he did it, my daughter had this ball. Like it was like a basketball. And I was just
You're
going,
petty.
Super petty. I was just going like this. Firing it into the ceiling. Boom, boom. So every time I heard a bump, they would get a bump back. Was it right? No. But did I love doing it? Yes.
Can I tell you the most annoying part about these people?
Sure.
First of all, when I moved in, so I moved in 2 years ago. Oh, that means that the kid is 2.5 now. Okay, I moved in 2 years ago, kid's 2.5. I walked up to my door for the first time ever entering my new apartment, and there is a little gift bag on the door.
From them.
And I'm like,
Oh, okay.
so cute. So I open it up, it's a bunch of chocolates, and it's a note, and it says, we have a 6-month baby. We're really sorry in advance.
That's nice.
We're doing Cry It Out. And I was like, okay. From that point forward, it was abundantly clear that like 4 a.m. through 7 a.m, I was not going to be sleeping.
Yeah, but that's different now.
No, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I say nothing the whole time.
You say nothing. Nothing.
I said nothing. I just let it go because having a baby seems very hard.
It is.
And I know that to have a house or something with standalone walls might cost more. Might not. You could figure something out, but okay. So I say nothing. About a year into living there, the baby every single day has been screaming, crying, screaming. I've said nothing. The World Girls are over, and it's 9:30 in the morning, and we are doing the calendar shoot. Each of us have our own individual rooftops. Like they have a rooftop, I have a rooftop. So we went to go take pictures on my rooftop. The mom comes onto her rooftop and starts screaming at me. You're being too loud. You're gonna wake the baby. Like screaming.
Yeah.
That my footsteps. It's not like it's a furnished rooftop.
I know. I understand both sides.
Kristian, I was like, I'm doing something. It is 9:30
in the morning.
It is not 4 a.m. It's 9:30.
Yeah.
We're not screaming. I'm not having a party.
Right.
We are literally standing taking photos.
Yeah.
And she flipped. And then since then glares at me every time I see her and then buys a drum set.
So it's like almost to spite.
I don't know if it's to spite, but it's like I'm by myself 24/7.
Right.
I don't make a peep from my apartment.
I get it.
I've never had more than 3 people in there at one time.
Yeah. Look, the drum set sucks. That sucks. The baby sleeping thing.
But I'm in my own home.
I know. You're in the right. I'm just telling you from where they're coming from also, it's your only sanctuary to get the little fuckers to go to sleep.
It's 9:30 in the morning.
Doesn't matter. Maybe they were up they don't sleep like you do.
I know, but that's not my problem.
It's not. Hence why I'm saying I get where you're coming from, but I also get where she's coming from, where she's like, please, for the love of God, don't wake this kid up. Because this kid might have been up all night and she's just in a mode.
If she had come up and been like, this is crazy. I'm so sorry. She came up screaming at me. We got it on camera.
As if do you have it?
I can't. I don't want to play it, but yeah,
I gotta see it.
we have it on camera. It's somewhere.
I gotta see
She was screaming.
I understand. I mean, I get it to where you're right. She should have said, hey, listen, my kid has been up all night.
Yeah, so how long do you think this might be going? Just checking in.
Yeah, say like, look, I understand, like, but to scream at you as if you're like a kid in the house.
I was like,
right. So that's the problem when you're living in an apartment complex. But I would try to have a conversation about the drum set because that's
what's
brutal.
the conversation?
Hey, listen, the drum set's going on all night. Can we have the drum set go off in the afternoon? Like once we get to nighttime, can we shut it down? Because it's like
I almost would rather it at 8 than I would in the afternoon when I'm filming. It's loud. And then my other
that wasn't loud.
and my other neighbor, I can't believe I didn't play this for you. I will play this right now, which is so disrespectful, but I will.
Yeah.
Is having sex so loudly. You better believe I've been recording it. Listen, I would never give any identifying information about this person.
But it's hilarious.
Okay, here we go.
What time is this?
This is afternoon. I was on a Zoom. I had to get off the Zoom.
Because it was so loud.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find it.
Unbelievable. Roxy's bringing in big sound bites right now.
Okay.
Big sound bites.
Is this through my door, through her door?
Okay, so this is a woman neighbor.
Yes.
Okay. Good Lord. Maybe she's lifting furniture.
I don't think so.
You don't think she's lifting
I have
furniture?
hours of that. Through my apartment.
She's not lifting furniture?
Do you think there's a dog in that?
I heard the dog. But
I think it's a dog too, but
maybe the dog is saying, hey, do you need help with the furniture?
We have a whole text thread. A whole text thread of
The woman?
everybody.
The woman?
No.
Oh.
Everybody else in the apartment complex except for those 2 apartments.
Right, because they know what's happening.
About those 2 apartments, and especially about the sex woman. When I tell you, like, I'll show it to you. And listen, sex positive, go on with your bad self.
Course.
I'm jealous. I'm sitting there doing my taxes.
Right.
And I'm listening to it's 2 p.m.
And it happens often.
Oh my God.
Hey, same
No.
person or
No.
new people?
We have cameras all over the apartment, so I always look.
There's always new people?
Always new.
Look at her.
She's living.
Wow.
She's living.
What age range are we talking?
She's young.
Oh, okay.
Early 20s. She had a bad breakup.
Oh, so she's just doing her thing.
Yeah, and I'm stoked for her, except for the fact that she has these people parked like jackasses in our garage. You can't get out. She's screaming. I can't do my Zoom meetings.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's drama in the apartment right now.
Hey.
And people just write in the chain the embarrassed face, and we all know what they're talking about.
What needs to happen is the sex and the drums need to happen at the same time.
Same time.
Like, oh, boom, 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 oh, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what.
How happy are you to live in a house?
Absolutely. Hey, baby, remember me? Oh, yeah.
So weird.
No, it's not.
Everybody said to me, they're like, you sounded pissed. I wasn't pissed. It was just a
You just weren't
Friday
expecting it. You weren't expecting this love from the big balls McGillicuddy. Oh, yeah. You know I called Shannon, too.
What'd she say?
She liked it because I called Kalinowski the bitch boy. Said, come on, bitch boy. And that's all I did. I'm a little motherfucker. Me, big balls McGillicuddy. Shit, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Really good.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to figure those out?
No, those are not too long. I actually figured it out on the live stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brad had set all this up, but there's still things I'm trying to figure out. But
Does he exist?
I don't know anymore. But I'll tell you, let's dive into some stories. First story I want to talk about is the freaking what's his face, Mario, annihilates at the box office. Annihilates.
And
we knew that it would do well, you and I.
Yep.
We knew it would. It's funny because I had a conversation. I was at a screening. Oh, you were at the same screening for Renfield.
Yeah, you just ran out.
No, I didn't. I did my. I was doing the out of the theater reaction.
I know, and then I came out to find you, and you weren't standing.
I actually looked for you too, to be honest with you.
No, you didn't. I had called you that day.
Do you know?
Did you call me back?
Did you call me?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I don't know if that's true.
I will show you. I had to talk to you about something, and then I saw you at the screening, and then you ran out, and I was like, okay, he does not want to talk to me.
That's not true. You did call me. That's fact.
Thank you.
But I did look for you. I swear. Because you know how I know? I tell you why. Because normally I don't remember this stuff. You were wearing a red sweatshirt. Mm-hmm. See? And
That's how you know.
because I was looking for a red sweatshirt on the way out. I said, where? I said, oh, maybe she left. Because
I was like, he's definitely going to call me from the road.
Because here's why. Dorina came out first, and I talked to her on the way out, and you stayed behind for some reason.
I don't know. I missed a post-credit scene for a movie recently.
And you didn't want to miss a post-credit scene.
And there wasn't one.
Yeah,
but
that's what
whatever the movie was, John Wick.
John Wick.
I heard everybody was like, "There's not going to be a post-credit scene," so I got up, and then I heard there was a sick post-credit scene, and I missed it. So
John Wick.
now I'm just like, now this is a thing. It's not a Marvel thing. It's not a DC.
Right,
It's every So
John Wick.
Yeah, no.
John Wick.
So, anyway, I did my ad to the theater reaction. I did look for you, but nonetheless, did the Renfield that I was
Where'd you look for me, Kristian?
down at the thing when the people were walking. I said, "Hey, is she there? Look at that!" And you weren't there.
Because it's a movie theater, so I'm either in the theater.
I know, but I wasn't about to go back in.
Okay, well that's
No. So, but anyway, I was
what
talking.
does I looked for you.
What?
Nope, she's not literally in my 1 foot vicinity.
I waited for a second to see where you were, and then I said, she probably left. But Alonzo Duralde was there, and I love talking to Alonzo before screenings. I just love Alonzo. He's just such a good guy.
He just can never remember who I am.
No.
I've met him 80 times every time.
He really is a sweetheart.
He does seem very sweet.
He's a sweetheart, and I love Alonzo. And I was talking to Alonzo for a while. We were talking about Super Mario, and I gave him and Christy Lemire, who I've talked to you about, major props because they didn't like the movie, but the way that they talked about the movie in general, they both said, "I don't know if I'm going to get this. This is an aim towards me." And Alonzo made good points. He's like, "This is something where it could have involved me a little bit more and got me, but it didn't. It made that
How?
choice." Well, I think that it certainly asks you to be a fan of nostalgia wise, right? And the fans of Super Mario, I think, really responded to it. And then there were some people, I think maybe like yourself, that were just like, no, I just enjoyed it for what it was. But he just didn't. He's seen so many movies that he just didn't connect to it. And I thought the way that he explained it and everything too was fair. And Christy was the same thing. You know, other critics that we've talked about that were like condescending and saying that if you like stupid movies and you're gonna like this, and it's like that's not the way to go. That's just whatever you're going through, you're just putting that out into the world. And we just talked a bit about that and seeing how much money that movie made. Now there's all this stuff about who they want to play Wario, and because there's gonna be a sequel, as there should be.
Yeah, of course. I was with Scott Mance yesterday, and he was saying,
"Yeah, nice, Roxy, we had a good time."
He's like, "How do you review a movie like that?" And I was like, "I think you kind of don't. You just like say whether you liked it or not."
Yeah, exactly right. Because for that particular that particular movie, people are not looking for a major critique on that film. That is not what people. It's exactly what you just said. Did you enjoy watching it? Did you? And I had a smile on my face the entire time. And I said on Twitter, I was like, "Yeah, does it have a flimsy story? Sure, but that's not an excuse." And it's like, go away.
Yeah, a lot of classics have flimsy stories.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to call this movie a classic. But
No, I'm not calling it a classic.
I
I'm
know
just
what
saying,
you're saying.
it's like some of the most loved stories of all time are super simple.
Yeah, and it's like, and it just it had some generic moments and everything too, and it plays off nostalgia, and I love the music to it. But I just had fun watching it. I really did, and I think that and switching to like Renfield, right? I saw your reaction to it too, and I felt the same way. Where if you see this trailer and you say to yourself, well, that looks like that's for me. I like over the top. I like gore. I like silliness. I like Nicholas Hoult. I like Nicolas Cage. I like Awkwafina. That delivers on all of that.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was fine.
Did you think the trailer was fine?
Yeah. It was. It's just like it delivered on what exactly they promised it was going to be. And there's like arms getting ripped off and blood flying everywhere, like Kill Bill style, and they knew their tone. The only issue I had with it, I happen to really like Awkwafina. I think she's great.
Yeah, I do too.
I think she's miscast in that role.
I liked her in this more than I've liked her in some things. But I think in the majority, I saw a lot of people say that this was the exact same thing that she did in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, it just seemed like she's supposed to play like this kind of tough cop love interest thing, and and I almost think she could have played the sister role if they juiced up the sister role a little bit more. I didn't buy their chemistry. I didn't buy her as the kind of the tough cop, and she was kind of doing this thing that she's done over. But then I also said to myself, who cares? Because that's not what this movie is. Very similar to what we're talking about with Mario. This is not one of those dive deep into performances. It's like, was she having fun? She was having fun.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
She was having fun. And I think that's the most important thing is, can you have fun with it? Nicolas Cage over the top. Nicholas Hoult is the best thing in the movie.
He's so good.
Yeah.
The show that I've been hyping for a long time, The Great. Have you heard me talk about this?
Yeah, you've talked about this.
I love this show, and it is I think maybe the funniest show on TV. It's on Hulu. It is so good, and he is so good in it. And he pretty much
It's Elle Fanning.
exactly. It's the two of them as Queen Elizabeth and whatever the king guy is.
Right.
And he kind of is like a toned down version of himself from that in this. So I know exactly why they cast him. And he was great. He's so good.
He was good. And he reminds me of like a young Hugh Grant. In like certain ways that he was playing. So
Did you and I ever talk about that Hugh Grant? Yeah.
Loved it. Did you hate it?
No.
I loved that interview.
You know who I hate?
Who?
People.
People Magazine?
No.
Oh.
Just people.
Why?
He's the devil. How dare he? Go fuck yourself. Da, da, da. I was like, oh my
that was
God.
the most real interview I've ever seen.
Yeah. I don't
loved
think he
every
was like the
second of it.
nicest, but it wasn't awful.
No.
Like he wasn't a dirtbag.
Look, the argument to be made, which is fair, is you're at the Oscars and they're going to ask you questions like this.
You didn't have to walk the you didn't have to walk the press iron carpet. Yeah.
And I understand it, and I would tell that those people. So basically, people don't know what we're talking about. Hugh Grant, it was
Interviewed by Ashley Graham at the Oscars,
asking
and
the most shallow Hollywood.
she said, "How was it to work on the Knives Out sequel?" And he was like, "I was in it for 30 seconds."
Right, and like little things like that. He was clearly.
What are you excited to see? What do you mean?
Right. So there is something to be said. If you're walking the carpet, be prepared for this because you know it's going to happen. But there's also something to be said about. I love the idea of this kind of like who gives a shit about this. I mean, so I understand both sides of it. I just happen to I loved the interview. I loved it.
Yeah, people. People really ripped
I
him.
would have done the same thing, Roxy. If she would have said to me, "Hey, listen, you want what do you expect to see here tonight?" I said, "You expect me to see some ladies? Yeah, my bedroom and my hotel, because they love the chipmunk. Ooh yeah, look at me, I'm Big Balls McGillicuddy. Fuck yeah."
Okay.
All right. So Renfield.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Skybound movie.
Oh no way.
Yeah, Kirkman.
Oh, I know that it was his, original idea by him, but
DA produced and everything too, and good for them. I mean, I think
that is cool.
What I will say also is that the tone was very consistent from start to finish. It knew what it wanted to be. It knew what it wanted to be. So that was a big one.
Yeah, the freeze frames almost immediately.
Yeah, they knew exactly what it wanted to be. And I think that if you like the trailer, you're gonna like the movie. Air's another one. Air's my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah, it's the best movie of the year.
Absolutely loved it. Thought it was great.
You think it's gonna be nominated for an Oscar?
I don't know. I think there's just I think it came out too early.
Really?
It usually hurts it. I mean, yeah.
You think it has as good of a chance as Top Gun Maverick did?
No, because it didn't have because box office does play a part sometimes in movies like that. They have both, and I think that because of what that did box office wise and how kind of it became this big over phenomenon again. I think I don't think so.
I think it's gonna be nominated for sure.
I hope you're right.
I don't think it's gonna win, but I do think it's gonna be nominated.
I hope you're right,
and it should be.
I hope you're right.
So
I loved
good.
it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I at least hope he gets nominated for Best Director. And there's a lot of great performances too. I thought Chris Tucker was great. I thought Viola Davis was just.
Chris Medina
was really good.
Really good.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean,
Really
everybody
solid.
was really good. Jason Bateman, like everybody. I mean, the story was pretty fascinating. But and then Super Mario. So those are the ones. And I was supposed to see Evil Dead, but I guess I'll see that next week. And then I'm not going to CinemaCon. I was going to go, but I'm not going now.
Are you into the Evil Dead franchise?
Not really. I mean, some of them. Evil Dead 2, my buddy James was like such a big fan of it back in the day. So I did. Army of Darkness I enjoy, but I'm not like a Deadhead, you know, or Deadite, whatever it's called. Like Deadhead is different.
Yeah.
Deadite, whatever they call them.
Do you know that Dead & Co., which is what's left of Grateful Dead, the singer is John Mayer?
No. I don't know that. Not a big fan of his.
As a person, as an artist.
Artist, I think he's very talented.
Yeah. He gives the biggest douchebag vibes of any performer maybe ever.
Yeah, but I have mutual friends of his, though, through stand-up, of people that I like that hang out with him. So, I don't know. Maybe, who knows? I just didn't like a lot of his interviews. But that's.
What do you think about the Taylor Swift breakup recently?
Oh, did they date?
No, I'm talking about somebody else. They used to date, so that's what made me think about it.
That stuff.
Wow, her and her boyfriend of 6 years just broke up.
Oh.
It's very dramatic.
It's
actually not dramatic.
She was
at
with
all.
Loki for a little bit too, wasn't she?
Maybe.
Yeah, they were.
Sounds right.
See that I know.
Tom Hiddleston. What's his name?
No, wait. Is that right?
I don't know what's.
I don't remember anything.
This is what I told you earlier today.
I think you're right. God,
I don't know. It doesn't sound right.
No, you're right. It is absolutely right.
I don't know. It didn't sound.
No, you're absolutely right. Did you see the ridiculous TikTok that I put out?
It was amazing. Topanga. Amazing.
It was so stupid.
Did you watch Boy Meets World?
No.
Wow, you missed out.
No, I know. But we were in the kitchen, and my wife started singing the
When This Boy Meets World.
No, the from Lion King. And for some reason, I just started going, ha, Topanga, she was in Boy Meets World. Oh,
It just came to you.
The one with Ben Savage, not Fred. The one with Ben. And I started doing that, and I'm like, I'm just going to make a TikTok out of this. And some idiot writes and goes, super weird TikTok, man. Like, I write back, thanks.
Yeah, it was a weird TikTok. That's
absolutely, it was.
Have you seen Ben Savage? Is he all up in your emails?
Ben Savage?
Yeah.
Does he email me a lot?
I think he's like ran for or running for.
Oh, does he send stuff
some
out?
local something? And
Maybe
every
like
day,
my TikTok.
I was like, Ben Savage, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, whatever he was. Maybe he lost. He's like local politics now.
Hey, listen. You think he used Manscaped?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna find out. Listen, I don't know if we're gonna find out, but I'll tell you this: I'm gonna tell you about.
You want my vote?
Yeah, you want your vote? Let's tell you about Manscaped. I'm gonna tell you both about Manscaped right now and Athletic Greens. Here we go, guys. You know this already. It's tax season here in the United States, and you know what that means? It means that Manscaped is here to make sure that your paperwork is done and your boys downstairs are having fun. Make sure that you spend your tax return money on the important thing like family, friends, and ball deodorant. That's right. Join the 8 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Include me in there by going over to manscaped.com and get 20% off. Use that code, though, big thing. What better way to invest your tax return than do it for yourself? Manscaped has the full package from head to toe to make sure that you get your money's worth this April. There's that Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. It's the star of the show. I love it. I use it all of the time. Offering a precise shave on all your wildest hedges. It's equipped with that LED light. You can navigate in and out of those difficult areas with ease. And it's waterproof, which is amazing. After cleaning your ball bag, make sure that you use the Weed Whacker. For this thing I use all the damn time. The ear and the nose, it's incredible. And for everybody out there with a little scruff, Manscaped has that beard product. We talked about that for a while. It's the whole package. The Beard Hedger Pro Kit, all of this stuff. It's really amazing. We love Manscaped. We've been talking about Manscaped forever. They're such a great sponsor. We love them, and you will love them too. If you haven't already done it, you should do it. 20% off and free shipping. Got to use that code BIGTHING. Go to manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping. Use that code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. Don't just get your money back this year. Get your swagger back too, and do it with Manscaped. Athletic Greens, baby. AG1. You guys know I talk about them all of the time. For me, it's the same stuff I've been telling you. I wanted better gut health. I wanted increased energy. I wanted immune system support. I wanted all of it. I'm not a big vitamins guy. I didn't like taking all those pills and stuff. I just wanted one. You take it. I put it in a water bottle. I shake it up in the morning, and I'm good to go. It's not very easy for me to keep up with that supplement routine that comes with a bunch of different products. It's like you got to do this, you got to do that. You just take everything in one shot. Helps me better with energy. It helps me better in general. I think it helped me to recover, to be honest with you. Why take a bunch of different things when you can just mix one scoop of powder and water once a day? It's that easy. I love it. It's just part of my daily habit now. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens AG1 is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. You got to go to athleticgreens.com/bigthing. That is athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Check it out. You guys know that I love it. You guys, I've seen so many people telling me that they've signed up and they're loving AG1. Continue to do so. Tell me after you sign up. Let me know. Use that code, athleticgreens.com/bigthing. All right. Once again, to our friends over at both Manscaped and Athletic Greens. You help out the show, guys, tremendously when you help out yourself and you get one of these sponsors today. The link is always in the description, and I pin it to the top of the comment section. So please make sure you head on over there, try either Athletic Greens or Manscaped or both. Put those codes in there. It helps you out. Okay. Did you watch Mandalorian?
I did.
Do you like it?
I did.
Do you like the season?
I do.
Yeah. I really like the season. There are my biggest issues with the season is when they didn't focus enough on the story at hand. That is not the issue with episode 7. They really focused in on what this whole series was about.
Yeah, definitely. Like when we were in the 3rd episode or whatever it was, where we focused on those 2 people that I don't know who they were.
Right. And in Coruscant, and they kind of played off of that a little bit in this episode too. They said, I mean, that was the whole reason when that episode happened. If they would have cut back and forth, they would, I think, it would have been a little intercutting, would have helped that episode a little more.
But this was cool and really action packed, and I'm invested in the way of the Mandalorian, like the 2 different sides, and I'm obsessed with Bo-Katan. Like, to me, she's making the show. I liked the IG-12,
11. But yeah, they turned
11,
him into
12.
They turned it into 12. Yeah.
All right. I liked that. I liked the like funny yes bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's little moments that were good. And then the Moff Gideon stuff, which like very cool.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that it's going to set it up really nice. And then what I will talk about is because you brought this up last week on this show, you said to me, is there anything that they can do at Star Wars Celebration that would get you excited?
Yeah.
I said no. Well, I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
Wrong and right.
Oh.
So what I had said was that I don't have the confidence in the leadership over there, right? Then they make this announcement on Thursday, and they go, well, we're not going to announce a whole bunch of projects, but we're going to announce the timeline and the places that projects can come out of, from the Dawn of the Jedi to the Old Republic to the New Republic to all that. And I was like, great idea. And then they do announce 3 directors. They Obed Chinoy, who did the Ms. Marvel series. We knew that she was coming out, and we knew Stephen Knight, who did Peaky Blinders, is writing it. And then they announced, the rumors were that Daisy Ridley was going to be in it, and they announced her. And I was like, okay. I don't mind the announcement because I like the team, and I think that they can do some stuff and almost reconcile a lot of the stuff that was poorly written.
Can they? She feels like the least poorly written of the characters.
Rey?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like of Poe, Finn, and Rey.
I don't know if that's true. I think Rey, out of all of them, I mean,
and of Kelly Marie Tran and the Rose.
I think she was. I mean, all those characters were poorly written. I feel like Rey had a complete story arc. Right, but I think it's 15 years later. She's trying to rebuild the Order, and it just depends on the story. It could be a disaster, but I'm just saying that one we knew was coming. It was the one that Lindelof kind of set up. So okay, they announced it, but they confirm it, and it's going to be the first one. Then they announced the Dave Filoni thing, and it was something I've been hoping for. With the series finale is going to be a feature film that is a culmination of all the shows that they're going to do. Great, give Filoni a live action movie we wanted. So that was a great announcement. Then the one that really I loved was Mangold, James Mangold, who I love as a director. Can't wait for Indy. And then the start of the Jedi and the Sith and the Force, and as far as how it's discovered inside the religion and biblical term. So I'm like, okay, good announcements. And then she starts giving interviews on IGN and just like, oh.
Oh, what happened? Who's she? Kathleen Kennedy?
Kathleen Kennedy. And like it's just these typical executive, answers that don't have that authentic. It's just not authentic. I don't believe it. It's like you might as well have a teleprompter. So one of the things that she said was that was the worst answer you could possibly give. People were like talking about this Taika Waititi movie, and everyone's like, well, it's probably not going to happen because a lot of different reasons. And then the reason why she gave was, well, he doesn't want to let anybody in the room, basically. He wants to just do it all on his own, and we understand that. And we're like, no, that's the last thing you should say about Taika Waititi. Like, he, for his own movies and the Taika Waititi movie, sure, but a Star Wars movie, we saw what happened with the last Thor movie. And it's like, why wouldn't you say, we're still working on it. He's got some other projects right now, but when it's ready, we hope to have some information. Because then she said something on IGN. She's like, well, things are in development all the time, and these things aren't shelved. They're just in development. Well, you made an announcement that Taika Waititi's movie was coming out in 2023. You made that last year. And you also made an announcement that Patty Jenkins' movie was going to come out, and then that got shelved. So they did get pushed back. They weren't in development. They were announced projects that were taken off the slate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it was this, there's a lot of, and then she said the thing about Kevin Feige, where she's like, well, Kevin Feige never really had a movie. That was something that the fans and the press kind of said, but he never. Kevin Feige's writer talked about the project and talked about writing it, and talked about how they were working on it. The Loki guy.
Who did?
The writer of the project was the same writer on Loki. Talked about how he was writing it and talking about it, and they had something, and then like that interview never happened, and that writer was never part of it. It's like, well, Kevin never really had a movie. It was just something. It's like, what are you talking about? Just say again. Things sometimes don't happen. We thought that they would, and we had to move on, and we're shifting here. I would have much preferred that answer. It's like, look, we looked at everything that had happened in the past. It wasn't working out in this particular way, so we said, let's shift. Let's move this way. So we set up this time period. We have these movies. These are the ones we're focusing on right now, and we're confident, and we would love if all those other movies took place. We don't know right now if they will, but at the moment, this is the focus. And you'd be like, okay, hell, that's looking at the stuff that didn't work in the past, but it's just like this dance around it, and it's like, that's the kind of stuff, when I answered you, that's the stuff I don't have confidence in.
I definitely see that. It's a lot too. You know, it's not like one movie to kind of wrap your head around. They're talking about so many different projects. And then if you grasp on to one of them and then that's the project that gets canceled, it's like, what the hell?
Because if that Mangold thing happens,
You'll be stoked.
I'll be stoked. But if he drops off the project, because he's got Swamp Thing coming out, he's got his other things, and I was doing a live stream yesterday, and somebody asked a great question, right? I don't think this will happen, but it's certainly in the realm of possibility. Let's say Indiana Jones 5 is not good. Will the audience turn on him and then say we don't want him to? Like, if it's as divisive
Disney
as
obviously has very strong reason to believe that it is good.
I agree. I'm just saying though, but they say, like, let's say it's as divisive as, say, The Last Jedi, and that they have Indy doing things that they feel is so off character, and the audience is just. And I'm not talking about the people who are just gonna be pissed off because Phoebe Waller-Bridge has a vagina. Like, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people who actually watch it, go into it, going, okay, I'm going in open minded and going, what did they do to Indiana Jones? Because that's possible. I don't think that's going to happen. The trailer that I saw looked about as Indiana Jones as you get. Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, of course.
Did you love it?
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Great.
So, and I think she looks great. And
I rode that ride at Disney this week after watching the trailer, and it's just the greatest ride.
Oh, the Indy?
Yeah.
The Indy ride? At Disney?
Disney?
I didn't even know they had one.
Are you making a joke?
No. They have an Indiana Jones. Oh, the show.
No.
Wait, that's Universal.
No, the boulder comes at you and the car goes down.
No, I don't think I've ever done that before.
Are you making a joke?
No, I swear.
It's been there forever. The Indiana Jones ride is like the sickest ride.
Oh, no, I don't think I've
And you're in the big truck.
No.
Oh.
Never done
Dun,
it.
dun.
That's at Disneyland. Look, see, no idea.
And you go, and the boulder's coming at you, and then
interesting.
and then the cockroaches, and there's air breathing in your leg.
No.
Yeah. Well, I could keep telling you all about
You
it. Right?
should.
It's fucking awesome. But I was on it just thinking, like, oh, God, I hope this movie is great.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, I think
and
so,
because
too.
of Mangold, I love and this is the
Is it your most anticipated of the year?
Yes, and Mangold is the reason why. Like, I love Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time.
I would say he is.
I'm glad he's not doing the movie.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because I think his passion right now is in movies like West Side Story, Fabelmans, The Post, and he's still crushing it. It's where his passion is. He wants to tell stories like that. when it comes to the big blockbuster stuff, I don't think that's his game anymore.
Do you think he wanted to? I think they would have let him if he wanted to.
I think if he wanted to, he would have done it. And,
I agree.
And he let Mangold do it, and I'm so glad.
Do you think he went to set?
Yeah, I think he was on set.
I hope so.
Absolutely, I think he was on set. And Mangold is just in his prime right now. Like Ford versus Ferrari is the one that I think people should talk about, even more so than Logan, even more so than a lot of these different movies he did. And you look at his resume, it's fantastic.
I've seen those two movies. I don't know.
Night and Day he did. I don't love that movie, but Kate and Leopold.
Didn't see it.
Okay, Copland.
Didn't see it.
Oh shoot, I'm trying to think. There's
Kate and Leopold. That's a rom-com.
Yes, and Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman. But let's see, James.
Meg Ryan.
I believe so. I'm pretty sure.
What year is it?
2000. I don't know. 2006 maybe earlier. See, I'm going to tell you.
I haven't seen anything of Meg Ryan's. And
let me see if that's true. I might just be making this up. But Walk the Line.
Oh yeah, I loved that movie. I hope you made the whole thing up.
I hope so too. But let's see. This is what we've got. He's got upcoming directing Indiana Jones, Star Wars: The Dawn of the Jedi. They already have that in there. Ford versus Ferrari, fantastic movie. Logan, The Wolverine.
3:10 to Yuma.
3:10 to Yuma, fantastic. Night and Day, I don't love, but 3:10 to Yuma,
Can you click on Kate and? Oh, he did Girl Interrupted. I love that.
Yes, Girl
movie.
Interrupted, Copland. Yeah, Kate and Leopold, and that is it's Meg Ryan.
No way.
Meg Ryan, and let's see what year.
Wow, I got to see this movie.
You probably love that movie. Let's see what year.
And it's Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, Leopold release date. Let's see, 2001.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes more sense. It was 22 years ago.
Wow, I have not. I've heard of it loosely, but I never have looked into it. I got to watch Kate and Leopold.
It's cute. But he's just done so many different things, and I think that when I heard he was doing it, I was more excited that he was doing it than I was Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just getting better and better and better, and I can't wait to see it. But it goes back to the whole point that they got to keep him on this movie, and I think that they've also different. The difference is a lot of times if someone's done a movie and you hire on because you there's a big movie coming out, like we got to get that director, and then they haven't seen the movie, and then the movie comes out and it doesn't do very well.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, this is a Disney movie.
Yeah.
They've seen it already.
Totally.
They've seen Indiana Jones, so they clearly have confidence in it. The other thing that I definitely push back on are the same people who, for the Phoebe Waller-Bridge thing, every Indiana Jones movie has had a woman that he's played off of that have been strong characters.
Did you check out Fleabag or Crashing? No, what was the name of her other one that I liked? Something ing.
I watched the first episode of Fleabag. Like, it's the same story that I can tell you a million times over. My wife and I watched it. Wife bailed, never watched it again. But I really like her. She reminds me of my friend Martini.
You've talked about her before.
Yeah.
She's so good. She's so good. I can't imagine her not being great in this.
Me too. She looks great. And there's a moment where she locks him in like the jail cell and kind of like takes off. It's such an Indiana Jones moment where they're working with somebody and they kind of double cross you for a second, whether it's good or bad. And I think that the aging looks great. I think the music. At first I was a little thrown off. So Sympathy of the Devil is one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs ever. And it starts off, and I was like, well, that's clearly the Stones version, and they're using it because of the time period. And then it starts to kind of blend into the classic John Williams score, and it just worked. I thought the trailer was fantastic. I can't wait.
When is the movie? Summer?
June.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in June. Summer season.
You know my most anticipated of the year, if you had to guess.
Summer movie?
Of the year. But yeah, it's a summer movie. Wow, do you care about me at all?
I'd say The Flash.
No? Isn't that November or something?
No, it's June.
June. Wow. Flash is June.
It's
That's
June.
crazy. Barbie, man.
Is it?
I'm fucking stoked.
Barbie looks cute.
It looks so good.
The speed racer element of it makes me nervous.
Both trailers I loved.
Yeah.
Simu Liu said it was the best script he ever read in his life.
Okay.
Greta makes everything
I like
great.
Greta a lot.
I'm stoked for this.
I'm excited for it. I mean, who's it meant for?
I think me.
So
I think like
my daughter,
kids who grew up with Barbie,
but not like little kids.
I don't think so.
Because my 5-year-old is a massive Barbie fan, and I don't feel like she's gonna be able to watch this.
No, I think that it's like
Looks like there's a lot of sexual jokes in it.
Yeah, I feel like it. What is it? PG-13?
I don't know.
I would say that this is probably for teens, 20s, 30s, 40s,
People
50s.
who grew up on it. It'll be for my 5-year-old in 10 years.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
All right, and there's a lot of stuff going on TV.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You got a list for me?
Yeah, I do.
All right, what do you got?
I've got my list for you.
What do you got?
Okay, so a lot of great things going on in television, and we're gonna start with You guys are gonna get mad at me that I'm putting this on my list, but there's a reason that this is on my list.
What do you got?
Do you know what Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies is?
Oh, it's like the prequel for Grease, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Okay, it has like a 50 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys who don't look at Rotten Tomatoes for television, Rotten Tomatoes is pretty kind to television usually.
Yeah.
So you don't see many shows with a 50 on
Okay.
there. I get why it has a score that bad. I watched the first episode and I think that you need to go into this show thinking that it's Glee,
Okay.
not Grease.
Got it.
So they have one Grease song in there, and then the rest is original music. And it is corny, cheesy, over the top, like high school CW type
Oof, I'm out.
show.
I'm out.
So if that sounds like trash to you, which it probably does to a lot of people, especially if you're a Grease fan like I am,
Yeah.
then this is not going to be for you. This is not in the same tone of Grease. Like it feels like,
It's junk food.
yeah, totally. So I think this show is I think it's gonna find its audience, but until then, I think it's gonna just get reamed by people.
Seems like it. Okay. Well, we're not off to a good start here. Right?
Well, okay, let's jump over to a great start. Dave came back for another season. Dave is one of my favorite shows on TV. It is the most cringe comedy. If you're not watching this, Kristian, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Again, same story.
Okay, yeah, I can't picture Sadie liking this, but I can picture you dying laughing over this. This is about Lil Dicky, the rapper. It is the first episode, the first 2 episodes that we come back. He's like wearing this thing that prevents STDs that is like a diaper. So like it prevents STDs around your dick. And like it's so funny. They have so many visual gags that are incredible. He's amazing. It's hysterical.
Okay.
Like if you're looking for a show that's actually going to make you laugh, it's this show.
Okay.
Yep. Have you heard of Beef?
Shoes?
Yeah, Shoes and Beef.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have heard of Beef. Yeah.
If you are a television fan, this
Netflix?
is the it
Yeah.
show right now.
Yeah.
It is called Beef. It's on Netflix. It's Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong.
Yes, I've heard of
It is the premise of the show. Actually, Kristian, you're gonna love.
Okay.
Is these 2 people, Stephen and Ali's characters. In the first episode, they're in a parking lot and one of them beeps at the other one, like beep beep, you're like,
douche.
whatever. That ends up being a entire feud. One of them follows the other one,
Okay, so-
trying to figure it out, and it is this major beef that ends up destroying both of their lives.
Oh, wow. So it's drama.
Comedy drama. Dramedy, for sure. Like you relate to it because you're like, I've been in it's
Right.
extreme road rage.
Okay.
But it's also like, okay, at what point is this too far? And it is so good. It's on Netflix. It's what TV people are talking about right now, and for good reason. When I heard the premise, I was like, how are they going to do 10 episodes on that?
And you knew it immediately once you started
I
watching.
was like, oh my God, I
Okay.
could definitely stick with this.
All right.
And then the last one on my list is going to be on my list every single week, but especially this past week, I'm talking about Succession.
Everybody's talking about this episode. Out of control. Right?
Holy.
Is it just nuts? Yeah, I gotta watch the show.
What the show said was, we know this is the final season, so we're willing to do whatever it takes.
Right.
And it was like, this was like Game of Thrones first, the finale of the first season episode.
Balls out.
Right. Yeah.
Or should I say, nuts out. Hey.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
He just jumps in sometimes.
This is like ridiculous that you don't watch.
I know, but that was one of the ones that I was gonna. It was on my list to binge during the sickness period for me.
And yet
I did because
I know,
we
you have to
talked
pay
about
way
it.
too much
It was
attention.
the investment, and the fog was real. So I didn't want to. Like I watched Dexter. I watched.
Dexter was intense too.
I liked it. It was fine. I watched all of Shrinking, my favorite show on
It's the best.
TV. It's so.
Did you watch it because I've been hyping it?
No.
Okay.
But it certainly helped the same way that like Severance did. You know,
Shrinking's amazing.
it's amazing. It's like I'm so bummed. I try to get because Sadie bailed on that one, but I stuck with it.
Bailed on Shrinking.
Yeah, she bailed on Shrinking.
Why does she bail on everything?
She bails on everything.
We need to give her she has to have a 3-episode minimum.
She watched all of 1923. She loved 1923, but she bailed on that one. And I tried, and so she bailed on the first episode, and then I watched it, and I said, "You gotta watch it."
So Shrinking.
Yeah, and so I got her to watch episode 2, and she's like, "I'm just not into it."
What?
And
Why?
I know. And I told her, I said, "You gotta stick with it until like the stories really start to develop, because it gets funnier every episode."
It is funny, but it also is so beautiful and poignant. It's really good.
It gets so funny though towards the end. Like I'm gonna give one spoiler here, so you can fast forward to the next thing. There's just a moment where it's my favorite moment of the whole thing. And what's the kid's name?
The daughter?
No, the kid that he takes in.
Oh, I don't remember.
The black kid that he takes in. And he who's great on the show, and he's like a chef, and so he's like, "I made pancakes." And he want pancakes, and out of nowhere, Harrison Ford says, "Fuck yeah, I want some pancakes." I rewound that moment 8 different times, laughed all 8 times.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford.
He's so good.
He's brilliant in this show.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
It's been really cool to have him on my screen all year.
He's been great. Mm-hmm. He's so locked into what he's doing right now. It's like a resurgence of Harrison Ford. I mean, he never really went anywhere, but he's just
He's just doing some of the best work of his life.
Ever. It's his best.
How old is he?
He's got to be 78 years old, if I was to guess. Let's see. Hey Siri, how old is Harrison Ford? Oh, he's 80.
80?
He's 80 years old. So, hey.
Man, I really hope that I'm doing that.
At 80?
Yeah.
Seriously. He's so good. He's so good.
It's like that layer of I don't actually give a shit anymore, so I'm just living.
Yeah. And he's played, again, I think this is his best comedic role. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's this role. There's a couple other things TV-wise, and that's House of Dragon Season 2 actually has begun production, which is fantastic.
Still not going to see her for fucking ever.
I know. HBO has announced that production has begun on the 2nd season of the Game of Thrones prequel series House of the Dragon at the studios in the UK. Based on George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, the series chronicles the rise and the downfall of the Targaryens, the only family of dragon lords to survive the doom of Valyria. Whilst the show's first season involved various time jumps spanning quite a few years, the new season is expected to stick to the same period as Dance of the Dragons gets underway.
Yay!
There was a set photo has been released, which features the Iron Throne being prepped for filming. In a statement from the series showrunner and executive producer Ryan Condal, he says, "House of the Dragon has returned. We are thrilled to be shooting again with members of the original family, as well as new talents on both sides of the camera. All your favorite characters will soon be conspiring at the council tables, marching with their armies and riding their dragons into battle. We can't wait to share what we have in store. The first season cast include Patty Considine, Matt Smith, blah, 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 blah." Yeah, sorry. So we have, I think they also said
Patty Considine.
Considine, yeah. He's he was the king.
I know, but in this next season?
They said the previous season. That they were just listing off the previous season. And then what's the other thing? Oh, then Last of Us is changing up their team season 2. That's concerning. That's concerning. Though there were some changes, most notably a cutting back of the action and scale, the first season of HBO's Last of Us was mostly a faithful screen adaptation of the original PlayStation game. With the series renewed for a second season, showrunner Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann intend to adapt a good portion of Part 2, and with that comes a much more complicated structure to the narrative with shifting points of view, flashbacks, and some twists. Oh, there's spoilers ahead for the game. I don't want.
Don't do it to me. Wait, but who's the team now?
I don't know. Let me see. Don't look at the article, Roxy. And let me see, because I know now the creative team has spoken with Esquire about the no in the game no no it's gonna. I can't read that article without giving away a lot of stuff. People would be.
But the creative
furious.
team?
I don't know. It's just it's all infused with the spoilers. Okay. I don't want to give that away.
What's up with the stickers on your laptop?
I've had those. Oh, the little ones. That's my kid put that on there.
Okay.
Yeah. And see if there's anything else. No. I guess the Scream team plans a new horror film. I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's talk about the stuff that's coming out, because, and then we can end the show. Because there's some, as we talked about, this May through like August is going to be stacked.
All right. What do you got for me, Kristian Harloff?
What do you think's coming in hot in the beginning of May? Do you know?
Fast and the Furious?
Guardians.
Okay.
Guardians 3 is so once we.
I haven't looked at upcoming movies at all.
Well, here we go. So listen to this stack of movies, and we can.
I'm actually excited for Guardians.
Guardians 3 is going to be a pretty big movie.
I know that you have your qualms with Guardians.
No, I actually.
You liked it better when you rewatched.
When I
right?
rewatched Guardians 2 recently, I mean, I think that when you compare it to a lot of the goofiness that's been going on recently, that's what we can talk about before we get into this. Is what did you think of the Marvels trailer?
Didn't see it.
You didn't see the Marvels trailer? Okay.
I know that everybody was upset about it on Twitter and whatever it was. And then I watched Coy get into a fight with somebody who said that nobody would ever want to fuck him now that he liked the Marvels trailer.
I saw that as well, too.
That was funny, but I didn't. But then I was like, I actually don't even need to see.
I was going back and forth with those guys about it, and like I think that the movie can work, but it's all dependent on the chemistry between the three of them and the
You
writing.
think it might not work?
It looks like they're just doing the same formulaic stuff.
Well,
It's like it's same old from
But
Marvel.
you didn't love the you didn't love
Captain Marvel. Yeah, I thought it was.
It is a little confusing with all the Marvels.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Captain Marvel.
I think
Miss
that Brie
Marvel.
Larson is the least intriguing out of the three of them.
I know you've always thought that though.
I love her as an actress outside of movies like this.
Yeah, I know.
Room and other things too. I just
I love her as Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I think she's better as Captain Marvel in Infinity War and in Endgame than she was. And it could have been the directing too, because the director's obviously not returning for this. I think they did a great job. Didn't do a great job in the first one. They do a lot of this stuff where she's doing this. She's going, and it's like for the whole freaking movie, she's doing like faces and everything, and it's like there was not a lot to it. Plus, I don't think she does herself a lot of favors when she's in interviews.
Really?
Yeah, I think sometimes she fights the right fight, but I think she fights it poorly.
Interesting.
Yeah. But either way, I think that she's going to be the least intriguing out of the three of them. But if their chemistry works, it could be a lot.
When's the movie?
November, which I think is very smart.
Okay.
It was supposed to be the end of July, but they moved it to November. Very smart.
So the Guardians is coming in May, and
then we got
what other Marvel movies are dropping this year?
It was supposed to be Marvels in July, but because of everything was kind of on top of each other and there was too much, they made the right choice and they started pushing stuff back. Like Secret Invasion is coming out, but then they moved. Like Echo was supposed to come out, and there was something else supposed to come out, and they moved it. And there's only a couple different things coming out. And so then May 12th is going to be they're going to let Guardians kind of breathe for week 2. And then you get May 19th, you have Fast 10, which will crush.
All right, so I wasn't far off.
No. And then the following week is A Little Mermaid, which is going to be...
Are you calling it Fast 10 or Fast X?
I don't care.
Okay.
The Little Mermaid is going to be such a divisive nightmare on social media. It's just going to be like, because whether it's good or bad.
I hope the movie's amazing.
I hope it is too, but even if it legitimately is, you're going to have
of course,
people calling you names and saying why, of course you like that, blah, blah. I happen to think I think she looks great. I think she sang, oh my God, her voice was just incredible. At D23, she sang a song and it was just like, those people who just are like mesmerizing. She's a talent. There's no doubt about it. I thought
both her and her sister.
Yeah, I thought the last trailer was not good. I think it looked so poor with the CGI.
I loved it.
Did you think? You didn't think the CGI looked too?
No, but you know what? I almost have never thought CGI in something looked too.
Okay.
I'm not that.
Yeah, it was jarring for me, and I thought the crab looked terrible. But look, maybe it crushed. I have no issue with her. I think I think it's silly to say, well, Ariel was white. Ariel's a fucking mermaid.
Yeah, she's a mermaid.
She can be whatever the fuck she wants to be.
For all the characters that are aliens and mermaids.
Who cares about that? The question is it a good movie?
Yeah.
And the last trailer didn't do it for me, but maybe it's a good movie.
Are you going to take both of your girls?
I think so. Yeah, and I hope that they love it. But we'll see. Then June 2nd is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's going to be pretty big. Loved that movie. Excited for the second one. Trailer giveaway. Way too much.
I loved that trailer.
Great trailer. Way too much, though. They gave you the whole movie. June 9th, strangely enough, I am actually looking forward to both Strays and Transformers Rise of the Beast, which only because Stephen Cable Jr. is doing it and Michael Bay is not.
What is Strays?
It's that raunchy comedy about the dogs. Have you not seen this trailer
No.
yet? Oh, it's
Who's in it?
Oh my God. It's
animated?
It is not animated. It is hold on, cast and crews.
I know
It's
nothing
Will,
about this
Will
one.
Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Will Forte.
Isla Fisher.
Yeah, Isla Fisher, Randall Park, Josh Gad, Rob Riggle. I mean, Sofia Vergara. It's got a lot of people in it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's funny. You should watch the trailer. It's a Red Band trailer. It's pretty hilarious. June 16th is The Flash. That's gonna crush, just absolutely crush.
Boy, talk about also drama surrounding a movie.
Yeah, but it's not gonna have a big. The drama itself is not gonna have a
I don't
big
think
of a
so
play
either,
inside
but
of the casual audience.
I'm so curious what junkets are going to look like for that.
That's a very good one. Okay, and then we get what else? Indiana Jones, June 30th, which will do really well. July 7th is Insidious 5. July 14th, Mission Impossible.
And then the biggest movie of the year.
Oppenheimer, July 21st.
I'm excited for that
Yeah, me
too.
too. But Barbie.
Yeah.
Barbie also comes out. Then Haunted Mansion, which took the spot of the Marvels. The Meg 2, Blue Beetle, and that's a solid summer.
Mm-hmm.
Solid summer.
A lot of big franchise movies. It's so crazy this year to think about, like, everything's IP, everything's franchise, everything's a sequel.
And everything's been pushed into this year
The
because a
Spider-Verse
lot of
stuff.
stuff was 2022. And it all got moved to here because, like, John Wick was moved, Creed was moved. Like, there's tons of stuff. But all right, we did it. Thank you guys for joining us here today. Roxy will be listening to Drums and Sex tonight. I will be
Sounds a lot more fun than it is.
That's true. And for us, guys, we're going to be in Stamford, Connecticut on Saturday, June 24th. Make sure you come see us. June 23rd, we're going to be in Manhattan. But the most important one right now, Burbank, California. The whole crew is going to be there on April 28th. Get your tickets today. TheChristianHarloff.com. Get your tickets. Don't go to the Flappers website. It says it's sold out. That is not true. Go and head on over to TheChristianHarloff.com and head on over there and get tickets today. For myself and Roxy Striar, it is the big thing. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace.